guys? TeamTreacherous here. Kenny and Ben. And Ben had an idea because ban list coming up and everyone has predictions and all that fun nonsense. So Ben's going to go over his favorite deck. I'm assuming that's correct.
It's my favorite deck of the past several years.
And it's well overdue for a hit, which anyone who knows anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point, fucking wind-ups. Wind-ups! Hate this deck so much. Well, Ben's basically going to go through and say what he feels needs to get banned because he's an experienced wind-up player. And I'm here because I have my own opinions on wind-ups, and I figure, what the hell, it's happening in my house, I can be part of this video. Ben's, of course, me and him have already previously discussed wind-ups and our views, my view on it. And he completely disagrees, and he's entitled to that because he actually plays the deck. I'm just going to say, as a player who loses to them frequently, well, not much anymore, but as frequent as I'm used to losing to them, why I feel what should be banned and for what reasons. So Ben's going to go through, talk about his reasoning, show some things about the deck that some non-level players do know, but things that do exist, and he's going to use that as his justification for what cards should be banned and why. So I'm done talking. We'll let him go through and use his introduction and all that fun shit.
Okay.
And start saying, start off by like what you feel should get banned and explain.
All right. Just to start off with, I've been playing wind-ups essentially since they were released about a year ago. And I've been playing them most of this format, and what I've been hearing a lot of people say is these two cards they think should be hit, and I couldn't disagree more. Factory and Shark. I think that the two cards that are the most broken in this deck are Magician and Rabbit, and I'll go over my reasons why. The reason that a lot of people think that Shark should get hit is because the most common loop with the deck is Magician Shark, which, as most players know, can end with Shockmaster, Papal Operative, and Zenmaity. But I'm going to show you three loops that not a lot of people know about, two of which don't use Shark at all, and one of which only uses Shark as a level 4 to exceed with towards the end of the loop. So essentially you could use Wind-Up Soldier and get the same end result. And I think they're more broken, actually, these loops are, than your standard Magician Shark loop. So, okay. In order to perform the loop that I'm going to show you about, you essentially need to open either these three or Rabbit Factory to search out these two. Alright, it's a Magician, Rat, Rabbit loop. All three of these loops are. Okay, so assume that you open these three. You're going to turn one, normal summon Rabbit. They'll summon something and attack. You'll banish it. It comes back during your standby phase. Then during your second turn, you'll normal summon your Magician. They'll attack. When they enter their battle phase, you'll banish Rabbit, which triggers your Magician, summon another Rabbit from the deck, and then when they attack either one of these, you would activate your second Rabbit's effect to banish Magician. And we'll assume that they run the Rabbit over. Okay, so then during your standby phase, these two monsters will come back again, and then you'll normal summon your Rat. Now, this is where you can proceed to loop. This is why it's not as well known as the other, your Magician Shark loop, because this requires 2 turns of setup, but I think that it's actually a lot better. You would activate your Rat's effect, special summon Rabbit, which triggers your Magician, and off of that you can summon a second Magician. Then you can activate your Rabbit effect, targeting Wind-Up Rat, banish it, which triggers your your second Wind-Up Magician. Summon your third Magician. Then you're going to activate Wind-Up Rabbit's effect, targeting itself, triggers your Magician. Summon a third Wind-Up Rabbit from the deck. Then you can overlay these three into
Shark Drake!
Shockmaster.
Aww. No one likes Shark Drake.
Then you can overlay your 2 Rabbits into Levier. Use Levier's effect to attach. Special summon Wind-Up Rat from the banished pile. And then you activate Wind-Up Rat's effect, special Rabbit. Overlay these 2 into Zenmaity. Activate Zenmaity's effect. Special summon a Rat from the deck. Activate effect. And then overlay into any rank 3 that you want, whichever is applicable. Now, basically, it's the same thing, except instead of Papal Operative, you're going to end up with Leviathan and a Levier.
Or Giga Brilliant, or Acid Golem.
Yeah. Or Zen Mains if you need to destroy something, or Tempo if they have exceeds.
Just any generic rank 3 at this point.
So, obviously better than your standard Magician Shark loop. So we'll go over the second one. And notice I used 0 sharks throughout that entire loop. Alright, the second loop is essentially the same thing. You open the same 3 cards. And you start off the same. Turn 1, rabbit. Turn 2, magician. Okay, now, this is where it gets a little bit different. You summon your rabbit off of magician like you did before. And then you activate rabbit effect to banish magician. But let's say they don't kill your rabbit by battle. Let's say they don't have a monster, they don't have dark hole. Now, you may notice that your rat isn't live because you have no wind-up monsters in grave. What you can do instead is overlay these 2 into Zenmaity. Activate your Zenmaity's effect, which triggers your magician. Off your magician, summon another magician, and off of your Zenmaity, summon rat. Activate rat's effect. And you can't activate magician because you have 5 monsters on board. Overlay into, wait, no, I'm sorry, I messed that up. You would activate rabbit's effect, targeting wind up rat, banish it, and then this would trigger your magician. So you summon magician, then overlay into Shockmaster. Then normal summon the rat from your hand. You don't actually use it, but you're going to overlay into Levier. You're going to activate Levier's effect, special summon rat, activate effect, bring back rabbit, and then overlay into any rank 3 that you want. Essentially the same end result as your previous loop, except you don't have a rabbit banished that would be coming back during your next standby phase. And again, notice I used 0 sharks throughout that entire loop. Okay, and now on to the third and final loop. Let's say it opens with the same 3, but let's say at the end of that loop you wanted to make, instead of a rank 3, you wanted to make a rank 4. You can actually do that too. You start off the same, turn 2 magician, summon a rabbit off the magician, and then banish this, and then say they don't run this over. These 2 come back during your standby phase. Okay, you're going to overlay into Zenmaity. This one starts off exactly the same as the previous loop, except it gets a little bit different in a little bit. I'll show you where. Rat off Zenmaity, magician off magician. I'm going to activate rat's effect, special summon rabbit. Okay, now here's where you go a little bit of a different route. You're going to activate rabbit's effect, except instead of targeting wind up rat, you're going to target itself. And then this is going to trigger your magician. Then you're going to overlay into Shockmaster. Now here's the kind of downside to doing this loop is you actually have to activate Shockmaster's effect now, but you can't call monster effects or else you can't continue your loop. So let's assume we're playing against Mermails. Call spells. Then you're going to normal summon your rat, activate effect, bring back magician, overlay into Levier, activate Levier's effect, bring back rabbit, activate rabbit's effect. This triggers your magician. Off of magician, summon shark, and then we said we're playing against Mermails, so we would actually go into Abyss Dweller. And that is your 3 loops. The only one that used a shark was that last loop, and we didn't use its effect. We searched it and then exceeded with it as a level 4. So you could essentially accomplish the same thing with Wind Up Soldier as with Wind Up Shark.
Play Wind Up Soldier then.
Huh?
Play Wind Up Soldier then.
Wind Up Soldier is less optimal.
I'm just saying.
You could.
Well, Ben just made a believer out of me. Like I said, my view on wind-ups, I hate that guy. I consider him to be the enabler because this guy just sitting in your hand alone ain't shit. The reveal of him, the special summon of him, is what enables him to go through the deck and proceed with the loop. I just got proven completely wrong. I'm more afraid of that now. But yet again, also the times that I play wind-ups, if I open that factory, that's the setup. This lets you just spin out your deck, lets you just search out. You're usually golden with just with these 2 sitting out alone. That's what, whenever I play the deck, that's when I open that. It's like, okay, I can go into shock lock, if not 1, maybe 2 turns later. No big deal. So I'm actually okay with him sticking around. I'm more concerned with those now. Would that be accurate, Ben?
That's accurate. This should go to 1, and this should also go to 1. Wind Up Rabbit is the best card in the entire deck by itself. And I feel like if you limit this to 1, the deck becomes unplayable, in my opinion. Especially if you limit Magician. If you limit Shark, you still technically have your Magician Shark plays, and they're still really broken.
It's just less.
But yeah, you essentially this becomes your power play. All limiting Shark to 1 does is decreases the odds of opening Magician Shark, which is already like at 20%.
Well, yeah, but you see if they put both these at 1 though, that would make the deck completely unplayable. That's a bad. I consider that a bad move on Konami. So if you had to pick one that they would just throw to 1, and if not put the other to 2, what would you want to happen out of those? If not these 3, you know, say like they put him to 1, leave him at 2, or put him at 1, leave him at 2.
I would probably put Magician to 1 and Rabbit to 2. Because if you put Magician to 1, all your explosive plays are a lot harder to accomplish.
Yeah, because that's the thing is you don't want to kill the deck entirely. No, that's a bad move considering. I mean, yeah, it's overdue because of the popularity of windups and how they've been still topping and topping and topping. I think our last regionals was Cleveland, and there was like in the top 8. I think 4 of them were windups.
Yeah.
Out of the top 8.
Yeah.
I think out of the top 48, probably I want to say I'll be bold enough to say a good 30-40% was windup decks. You know, and there's other decks out there that should be up there competing like that. You know, Mermail should be up there. Next Set Prophecies better fucking be up there because they're getting ungodly support. You know, even stuff like Agents, which has made, its own complete back comeback. That should be up there still. You know, Dark Worlds even, they're a sleeper deck. You know, no one expects much of them, but they're so versatile when it comes to this format. They should be up there, but instead you're seeing nothing but fucking wind-ups. And Insectors now, too. They're proving they're still alive as shit.
They're back.
Yeah, they ain't left. Just don't gotta worry about that damn triple Dragonfly now. Yay. So, I mean, floor is yours. I gave you the soapbox.
I don't know. I think I accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish in this video. I hope that they don't just limit Shark, because I will be playing this deck next format, and I really think that this deck should be a lot more fair than it is, I guess.
And you're hearing that from a wind-up player. Like, that's when you know it's bad if a wind-up player thinks the deck's unfair. Because, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos where it's like, people are just bitching. It's like, oh, open Magician Shark, and it's like, they play wind-ups. And I've heard a lot of wind players say it's not fun because it defeats the purpose of playing the game. Because this is just you beating them. You know, you go first turn, complete shock lock, and you know what they're playing against, you call the right thing. There's really no win condition. Like, if you're playing against, like, Dark Worlds, first turn shock lock, call spells. My only out's Trance Archfiend and Tour Guide into Zen Mains. In the following turn, you can just call monster effects.
Or
and
Skill Drain if you play Skill Drain.
Or Skill Drain if you play the Skill Drain. But either way, it's, if I set 5 back or the following turn, you're definitely going to call spells. Unless,
Yeah, but if one of them's Skill Drain, you can
yeah, well, you get the idea, though.
Right.
I mean, calling accurately, you don't even play against windups. I've lost a number of times where they just go shock lock, and I look at them first turn and go, well, I fucking scoop. Last Columbus Regionals, it was on the bubble. I played against windups, and he looked at me, game 3, said, I'm sorry. And I'm playing Dark Worlds. He opened D-Fissure, shock lock, calling spells. Nothing I can do at that point. Proceed to keep calling spells, and I'm just staring at it. As I get beat down by Shockmaster, Popple Operative, and fucking Carrier, because what am I going to do about it?
Nothing.
Exactly. Just stare at it. Take a nap. Take a nap. That's what I do when they go to shock lock. My opponent goes shock lock, I just do this.
Let me know when you're done.
Yeah. When shock lock's on board, I don't have a hand trap. When shock lock's on board, just wake me up. Let me know when the match is over.
Can't really play hand traps though.
No, you really can't.
Because dragged is.
Yeah, drag's what kills it.
Drag prevents you from playing hand traps.
Yeah, but like I said, there's Ben's thing on windups. I actually kind of don't think you shouldn't have told him them loops because if they just hit Shark like a bunch of dumbasses, you're telling anybody who actually watches us,
Oh, I'll still play the deck if all they do is hit Shark, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a guarantee.
Oh, that's yours.
And that's
mine's also yours.
Yeah, that's also mine. Yeah, DT Summon Skull, get at me, bro. It's irrelevant to windups, but it's still cool as shit. But yeah, so there you go. Like I said, we tried to mix it up on you guys. You look at our video, it's a lot of dual vids and a lot of, deck profiles. And yeah, some people want to see that, but not everybody wants to see that. Some people actually want legitimate content. I think we did like a pack opening maybe twice, which surprisingly, people actually watch that. I watch that, from a lot of the time, definitely one guy I'm subscribed to, I watch his shit all the time, and all he does is open packs, but it's amusing how he does it. So it's about time we actually got some legit discussion out here, and Ben definitely came up with the idea, so I'm giving him all the credit for this one. Because I'm just, hey, let's make a video, hey, if I feel like it. Because I'm the one who records the damn things 90% of the time.
Right.
So, that's where that comes down to. So, if, this is what you guys like to see, let us know. Leave comments. Be like, hey, make more videos like this. That was actually informative. Break out a new deck and show us some, stuff with that. Show us what you think you should hit with that. You guys are the ones that decide what we do. And I'm not, since I don't get no feedback from my viewers, or our viewers rather, I won't take all the credit. I don't know what else to give, so I'm just going to keep going with what ain't broken, because if you're not bitching about it, I'm assuming it's okay. Start bitching about it, start giving us suggestions. Hey, we'll throw out some content of what you guys want to see. Other than that, you got anything else to add, Ben?
No, I think you're good.
I am good. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm the best around. Pro plays. But, rate, comment, subscribe, guys. Let us know what you want to see, and any bitches and gripes and complaints, forward it to, my, comment section where I'll instantly laugh at it and proceed to respond back. Anything else? TeamTreacherous out.